Welcome, everybody. Today we have a very important episode. While more than half of the Canadians suffer or feel concerned about their safety in Canada, the Liberal government reviews a bill to protect them, and it is known by the Jail No Bail. Now we'll have a very important interview with MP Arpan Khanna, the one who is initiated this bill in the parliament, and it was refused today. Welcome, MP Arpan Khanna in Oxygen with Ramy.
Thank you, Ramy. It's good to be back on your show, and thank you for your work on raising these issues in the community. Well, look, Ramy, I think it's everywhere I go as a national outreach chair for the party. I've traveled across this country, speaking with Canadians from all walks of life, whether you're a senior, a young person, an average family just trying to get by. People are scared nowadays. The crime has skyrocketed in our country. We have, thanks to Liberal bail, we have seen, violent crime is up, homicides are up, extortion is up, sexual assaults are up, hate crimes are up. A massive spike after 10 years of the Liberal government and their catch and release soft on crime laws. It's a wave of chaos that we've never seen before. And the headlines, if you read the news headlines, they're scary. They're like from a Hollywood movie, drive-by shootings, home invasions where a father is being shot and killed in front of his kids. 8-year-old boy laying in bed in his mom's arms being shot with a stray bullet and being killed. The crime that we're hearing and seeing today is never like this before. And sadly, since 2019, since the Liberal government brought in C-75 and other laws like C-5, they've allowed criminals to get a free pass, while law-abiding Canadians, those that follow all the rules, get caught in this crime crisis. So I was very lucky enough to be chosen as number 13 for the draw for a private member's bill. So I traveled the country, met with police unions, police chiefs, lawyers, crown attorneys, defense lawyers, victim advocacy groups, survivors, their families, and I came up with a comprehensive bail solution to repeal Liberal bail, the laws that they themselves brought in, but also to add more legislation that will tighten the rules and regulations so that repeat violent offenders, those that keep committing crimes and being let out by the Liberal bail process, will now be behind bars where they belong. It's far too easy to have these guys on our streets. And sadly, every day that goes by, every single day, there's 1,600 more violent crimes happening in our country in one day. And if you do the math on that, Ramy, that's one per minute. So repeat violent offenders need to be behind bars. We brought a motion to fast track my bill. So we didn't vote on my bill directly, but we voted on a motion to fast track it. We don't want to delay this any longer. Lives are at risk, but sadly, the other parties played politics. They're more busy and more focused on doing photo ops and passing their own bills. But for us, I think it's not about headlines. It's not about photos. It's about getting a common sense solution out so we can save lives in our country.
That's really notable and remarkable in our culture now. We are just waiting who his car or her car will be stolen, or what home will be broken through, or businesses. And we will not speak about the rape, violence, which increased by 150%. This is clear. But when they got to vote, the vote was it was astonishingly defeat of this bill, which protect Canadians. What do you think? What is the justifications of Liberal government about why they refuse such a bill that protect Canadians?
Ramy, I think that's a good question for you to ask them, because it blows my mind to know that a common sense bill, a bill that was not hyper partisan, a bill that would actually help Canadians, a bill that's backed by police unions, police chiefs, even the Toronto police yesterday put a post out saying they're very discouraged by this government. So we built a bill that was very logical, that would crack down on Liberal bail laws, but these guys keep playing politics. And to be honest, Mark Carney is just another Liberal. This is what they do. He made big promises during the election. He said he would take decisive action, And yet, we do all the homework for them, we present a bill, and they vote against that. It's kind of sad, and I want your viewers to know that this is on the liberals and the other parties. This is their doing. The crisis we are seeing is a direct cause of their liberal policies. And C-75 was a liberal bill. They changed the law to make it easier for repeat violent offenders. And I want to be very clear. The Conservative Party has been raising this for years. We've been talking about this, and yet no action. So liberals tell us to be patient. Time is running out for us, for our families, for our victims. We need action now, and we're not going to stop. The fight will continue. I was in Surrey on the weekend. We had 500 people show up for a town hall. We'll be doing more of these town halls across our country because honestly, Canadians are scared. They're terrified, but they're also pissed off with this government and want to make sure that their voice is heard loud and clear in Ottawa.
Actually, some of their answers that we want to keep the rights for the criminals. So the criminal is not a criminal, considered criminal before the court says something like that. So what is your reply? Is it
has a repeat history of crime? In Kelowna, the same 15 people do almost 1,500 crimes. The same 40 in Vancouver do almost 6,000 crimes. These are repeat violent offenders. This is not somebody who did a petty crime, a kid that made a mistake. These are organized criminals, professional criminals. And I'm sorry to say, what about the rights of law-abiding Canadians? What about Section 7, life, liberty, and security rights for Canadians who are now being violated, whose cars are being jacked, whose homes are being invaded? Why aren't we talking about their rights? Majority of Canadians who are law-abiding. Yet this government will focus on catch and release laws. They'll talk about the rights of criminals, and they'll go after law-abiding gun owners when illegal guns are a problem being used by criminals. So there's lots to talk about, lots to criticize for this government for, but the sad reality is lives are at stake. Every day that goes by, Canadians are suffering, and that's thanks to liberal bail laws.
So your discussions make sense because we should prefer the rights of the good Canadians rather than the criminals. This is something we should consider more.
Agree. 80% of Canadians actually agree that liberal bail laws are too soft. This is not a partisan issue. 76% of liberal voters think that liberal bail laws are too soft. So this is right across party lines. The NDP premier in BC has talked about this. All 13 premiers have raised this multiple times. Mayors, even Olivia Chow, who's the NDP mayor out in Toronto, she's concerned about with the crime crisis going on. So I had hoped that the Liberals and the other parties would put their partisanship aside, that they would not be focused on playing politics and instead stand up for Canadians. But sadly, we're not seeing that, and we'll continue the fight to hold them accountable.
Actually, there is something very surprising me, which is BC and the NDP voted against the bill. So what's your comment about that?
Look, again, don't put party politics over country. Focus on Canadians. Focus on law-abiding Canadians and give them the relief they need. It's sad to see this, but we're going to keep the fight going. Canadians are pissed off, and they want to get some action done. They'll always know that under Pierre Poilievre and our Conservative team, we will stand with them now and always.
Mr. Carney's comment that he was tough on the crime. However, the numbers say something wrong. What's your comment about that?
Sir Mark Carney says a lot of things. He says a lot of things, but does something totally opposite. He's all talk, no action. And for this one, we even said, don't do anything, just don't vote against this motion. Yet they still couldn't do that. So Mark Carney is a typical liberal. He'll promise you the world. He said he would take decisive actions. And 6 months later, Canadians are losing their lives. A police station in Surrey yesterday was shot. They're shooting police stations now, and that's the new crime wave under Mark Carney. He is responsible. His justice minister is responsible, and all the Liberal MPs that are holding these things up, who are obstructing real change to restore safe streets in our country. So Mark Carney can say whatever he wants. His actions speak louder than his words, and Canadians will judge him on that. Canadians will judge him on his actions, not on his words.
Let me connect this rejection of C-242 with the bill that the Liberals want to implement it, which is C8 and C9, which restrict the freedom of speech for the Canadians. Do you think it's a big dangerous? So if the Canadians are threatened and concerned about their safety, and even they cannot speak about this because there is some laws that will soon be implemented, restrict their freedom of speech, or even have an internet reaching them?
Look, Ramy, we're reviewing the bills very closely, and the concerns that we're hearing from Canadians are just that the typical Liberal government has always overreached on various rights of Canadians. We've seen a history of censorship, of cancel culture, of woke ideology that hijacks the institutions. The Liberals are known for this stuff, and they want to suppress Canadians and their voices. And the Conservative Party has always been a party of faith, of family, and of freedom to express your views. We don't have to agree on everything, but we should be allowed to share our views in a very respectful manner and make our case for whatever views we hold. And sadly, this government doesn't like that. They've tried suppressing in the past. We saw that with the freedom protest earlier a few years ago. If you don't agree with them, they'll seize your bank accounts. They'll censor you. They'll demonize you. They'll arrest you, and they'll prosecute you. So we are very concerned with that. We will always be the party that speaks up on these issues, and we'll see what happens in the coming days. But be sure to know that the Conservatives are looking at this very closely, and will stand up for freedom.
I would like to thank you for standing up on the side of the Canadians, especially reforming C-75 that was created by the previous government, Justin Trudeau, in 2019. And thank you for this courageous. But before we end this interview, because I know I know that you have a limited time, what if you want to wrap what happens yesterday for this bill in few words?
Ramy, the bill is still coming for a vote. It's still going to be voted on again. My ask to all your viewers, to all your listeners, email your local member of parliament. I don't care if they're Liberal or NDP. Send them an email. Call their office. First, ask them, why did they vote against this? Why? Second, tell them that we need this law to be passed now. And when the vote comes again for my bill, that they should vote and support this jail, not bail act that will put repeat violent offenders behind bars. And third, you can also share your stories with me. If you've been a victim of crime, if you have been affected by the Liberal bail laws, send my office an email, send me a message on Facebook, on social media. And also we have a petition that's going around. Sign the petition, add your name to the voices that are asking for change. It's an honor to be on your show, Ramy, and I wish you all the best. And hopefully I'll see you again on your show.
Sure, definitely. Thank you very much, MP Arpan Khanna of Oxford and member of the Conservative Party. Thank you for your time and wish you all the best to be always on the line on the side of the Canadians. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.